Talk about that sequence in Game 4 where LeBron and Draymond interacted. What was your take on what went down there, and what were you seeing on the court?
I mean, I got tangled up. I didn't even get to see the whole play. I saw them barking at each other, but it's nothing that's. I mean, guys talk trash in this league all the time. I'm just kind of shocked. Some guys take it so personal. It's like, I mean, it's a man's league, and I've heard a lot of bad things on that court, but at the end of the day, it stays on the court. We're all competitive people. Trash talk it's a part of the game in basketball. I feel it's part of any sport, especially this competitive.
LeBron spoke about that directly after the game. Do you think he overreacted?
I don't know. I don't know how the man feels, but obviously people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt. I mean, we've all been called plenty of bad words on the basketball court before. Some guys just react to it differently. All I can say for myself individually, I just try to ignore it or just let it fuel the fire. But I don't carry it with me when the job is done.
Joe on the left side.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Klay, it's hard, obviously, to know exactly what was going through LeBron's mind, but given the situation and having him knowing what Draymond's situation was, you think there's any possibility that LeBron knew what he was doing and making sure he was mixing it up with Draymond?
I mean, maybe. I guess I don't know. I mean, if you're trying to get any advantage you can get, maybe, but I can't speak for the man. I don't know how he thinks or what his motive was, but from my point of view, it just looked like two competitors who wanted to win very badly, getting tangled up. I mean, I've seen it thousands of times in this league. Obviously, with the stakes that are we're playing for, everything's going to be a little more in the spotlight. But I don't think he was.
Steve in the back.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. Klay, given how hot Draymond sort of runs, how he plays, you aware of any of you guys having any talks with him to sort of remind him of where he stood in this point system? And the second part is it a little bit like starting a game with 4 or 5 fouls in his case, because he knows that the first one's going to be a problem?
Yeah, we mentioned it, but I don't think he did anything purposely to put himself in that position. From what I saw out there, it just looked incidental, but whatever he did in Game 4 was not on purpose. So he was not trying to. Draymond's a very intelligent player. He was by no means trying to get thrown out. So we're going to make up for it, though, and it is what it is at this point, and we're just going to go out there and next man up approach.
Mark, back right.
Mark Spears, ESPN's The Undefeated. Klay, let's talk about growing up, playground. What's the rules of trash talking, and do you consider it, once you walk off the floor, it's done and over with?
Yeah, there's some unwritten rules. You don't really talk about anybody's family or that's probably the biggest rule. You don't bring any outside factors into it. But if it's just, talking man to man, at least when me and my friends playing, growing up, AU circuit, whatever, if it was something you said to another individual and it was going out their character or whatever, but it was just about them, you can live with that. I grew up with brothers too, so when we would play, we would always try to put each other down, and I grew up with a lot of friends close in age. We were competitive, but you just, like I said before, don't bring anybody's family. That's the only time I really cross the line. You bring someone's family into it or talk about race or gender or something, but when it's just a bad words or something or some cuss words, man, it's emotions. You let it go and you let it stay on the court.
Would it be safe to say that in the NBA, trash talking is commonplace.
Yeah, I think like in every pro sport it's commonplace, whether it's the NBA, MLB, NFL. Guys are competitive, man. They're trying to win, and a lot of these guys grew up trash talking. Some of the best players in the history of the game were trash talkers, so it's very common in the NBA.
Rusty in the front.
Klay, Coach Kerr mentioned that you guys didn't find out until late in practice that Draymond was going to be suspended. How tough does that make it to prep for Game 5 when you don't know exactly what kind of lineup you're going to have?
Definitely doesn't make it easier, but we'll still have shoot around tomorrow. We'll all mentally prepare tonight what we got to do to make up for Draymond's absence, but we'll just learn on the fly. I mean, I'm proud of this team because we've been so great all year making adjustments, and this is just obviously a big adjustment we got to make. But it's another challenge for us, and we're going to embrace it, and we're going to accomplish it.
Any other questions? Thanks, Klay.
Yep.